Welcome to a good old-fashioned Salzburg review. Today we will be looking at a keyboard and mouse combo, the Logitech MK545. And to make sense of the product lineup, we will be looking at it as a combo one model above the MK345 and one model below the MK850. Let's jump straight into the review, starting with the keyboard. The set has been in use for a bit, so we can consider this a long-term usage review. This is good because if there is any failing points, it would have surfaced by now. To start us off, the keyboard has a full format ANSI layout. Supplementary to that, there are also some dedicated media control buttons, which surely will come in handy. Towards the top right corner, we have a physical on-off switch. At the top of the numeric keypad, there are 4 buttons, where calculator and battery indicators are dedicated, but the next 2 buttons, lock and home, can be customized further with the Logitech Options software. More on that in a bit. A bit more on the physical properties. The keys very much resembles that of the MK850. It is not full height nor low profile either. The corners of the keys are rounded and the gaps between the keys are smaller than the other 2 keyboards. The combined effect is that there is a unique feel to it while typing. In a positive kind of way, we get used to it quite easily. With regards to the typing, let's hear the difference with the other 2 Logitech keyboards. Okay, so this is a test against the MK850. Let's see the sound. This is MX. I personally find the MK545 to be much quieter than both the other keyboards shown. However, the typing experience is pretty much as the series goes. The 850 is better, but of course costs more. And at the very top, if we want the best experience, we have the MX keys from Logitech. It's the typing experience extraordinaire, but in exchange we pay a big dollar premium to buy it. But that does not answer about the typing experience of the 545. Well, for most day-to-day usage, it's perfectly fine. The keys travel with a uniform force. It feels a bit spring-loaded and has a bit of softness at the end of the keystroke, which is where the 850 feels a bit sharper. We also looked at the MK345, and the typing experience of the 545 seems to require a bit less effort. It's kind of amazing how Logitech manages to make keyboards that step by step keeps getting better as we go up the model range. There is a fixed palm rest with the texture slightly rubberized. It is not padded. The palm rest is firm, though the texture does help with the feel factor. Again, an improvement from the hard plastic feel of the MK345. At the bottom of the keyboard, there are ample rubber standoffs. The keyboard does not move when placed on table for typing. There are height adjustment standoffs. We can raise the keyboard by 4 degrees or 8 degrees. Also, in the battery compartment, there is provision to store a USB receiver. The keyboard uses 2 AA batteries, which Logitech claims will last 3 years. When it comes to battery life, Logitech has not failed me ever. So 3 years, it will most likely hit that mark without trouble. What is my verdict about the typing experience? Well, it's good enough for most day-to-day activities. I know I'll get asked if it is suitable for gaming, and the answer to that is not really. There are other products that are dedicated towards that purpose. For office use or general home usage, this keyboard will be your typing companion without giving you any grief. Before we talk about the mouse, I'd like to mention that I have a second channel where I talk about properties, and I try to be funny as well. In the recent video, I jumped on a bed several times to make a point. Check it out. Now let's talk about the mouse. The MK545 is packaged with a M510 mouse. The mouse itself deserves a video of its own, perhaps maybe soon. So the mouse is an optical mouse. Next to the sensor it says invisible optics because the light is not visible to human eye. Speaking of which, I have filmed the mouse on a glass table, which some may find misleading. The mouse does not work on glass. You need a laser mouse for that. Let's talk about that slim shape. The mouse is longer. That kind of makes up for the narrow width. Paired with grippy rubber on either sides, the mouse feels uniquely different, especially given the fact that I am used to the M720, which is much wider. As far as usage goes, this shape does work. It's not just the shape, the rubber grips and just the right weight altogether makes it pretty easy to use mouse. I could use it for long hours with no problems. There are 2 buttons on the side and the scroll wheel tilts left and right. What it all adds up to, I'll explain when we look at the software. At the bottom of the mouse, there are 4 plastic pads that helps the mouse slide comfortably. And inside the battery compartment, there are 2 AA batteries. Logitech claims 2 years of battery life. Again, I do not doubt that claim. There is a space to store a receiver in the mouse as well. The scroll wheel has grooves cut in it and spins with a stepped motion like most mouse these days. There is no hyper-scrolling feature. Okay, now let's talk about the Logitech options software. Let's start with the keyboard. The buttons from F1 through to F8 and the lock and home buttons above the numeric keypads are all programmable, meaning if you press function key and then the button of your choice, it will trigger the command that you have selected. For example, you can assign minimize window to function F1. Likewise, the mouse has 5 programmable zones, the 2 buttons on the left, the tilt scroll wheel left and right, and scroll wheel press. Normally, I use up and down buttons to be volume up and down, scroll wheel tilt left and right are copy and paste. This becomes so natural after a while. I mean, think about it, we use copy, paste and volume up and down quite frequently, and to do it with single hand, the right hand, it's something that comes easily and naturally. Now, let's put the MK545 all together as a package deal, and to do that, I'll have to go up the list. The aforementioned MK345 is selling at the moment for about $35. I must mention that before they were cheaper still. The MK345 brings functionality while being economical. It cuts down on cost by not using different material. Rather, all of its construction is with hard plastic. It's the cheaper in the comparison, but works. That's it. Then comes the MK545 for about $60 US. Drastic improvements in quality. The mouse is in an absolute different league from that of the MK345. It has many more features and is vastly more customizable via the Logitech option software. The MK545 has a slightly more comfortable wrist rest, rubber grips on the mouse, the material used and build quality brings it through the doorstep of the premium club. Then comes the MK850 at about $75. We have a more premium feel factor with cushioned wrist rest, multi-device support for both keyboard and mouse, and can be used via either unifying receiver or Bluetooth in any combination. The mouse in MK850 combo is M720, which is a rather credible object in its own right. We have looked at it earlier separately. It has a rubberized surface that is nice to hold under the palm on a daily basis and has a hyper-scrolling wheel, which if you get used to once, there is absolutely no going back. In this comparison, we truly have a clear case of you will get what you pay for going on. Having said that, the MK545 is well placed. For the price, you are getting a rather well-built, combo with good features and customizability. I am specifically happy with the mouse as it is not only good feeling mouse, but the additional buttons can be customized to be useful on a daily basis. It's not just novelty. The keyboard complements the mouse well, matches the quality, and is most certainly a step up from the MK345. So in isolation, the MK545 is a good product and will serve well for those who only need the features that this combo has to offer. The one thing that I have to mention is that I compared the products taking price from Amazon, and as of late Amazon has become more like a share market. Prices go up and down, and with that the value proposition changes as well. I have left affiliate links to all these products in the description below. That way you can get updated prices. Given if the price of MK545 has gone up for some reason and the MK850 has come down lower, the choice is rather clear in that case. I'll close with the words that it sometimes pays to have a look. Before you head out to the big wide world, I really would like you to check out my other channel. Getting it off the ground is proving tough, but if you show support, one person at a time, it will surely grow. So please do subscribe to Property Technical as well as this channel and give it some much needed oxygen. I'll catch up with you in the next video. Until then, you take care of yourself. Bye for now.